defensive end position?
It's a hard-working group. I think we've gotten better progressively as spring has gone on, really throughout the whole winter workouts, and then through spring. Every day I feel like they've taken the field with a purpose, and they work hard. And, you have that kind of mindset and that mentality, you have a chance to be pretty good. Yeah, Marvin's gotten better. Really, I think with every practice we've had, he's got some natural ability to him, and he's starting to feel comfortable within the defense, and he's starting to play fast and be productive and make plays.
Overall, all those newcomers, is there some paralysis by analysis trying to do it right instead of just playing ball?
I think there's just that whole learning curve that the guys will go through. It's new terminology, it's a new defensive system, and there's one element to it that the meeting room, they can come out of that with a good understanding of what to do. But when things are happening fast and you get into the team reps and things are flying and you got to be physical and all that goes with it, there is that learning curve. But I'm really pleased with where we're at after 10 practices.
Sione's a guy who's played a lot of college ball. What does he bring to the group, and what does he kind of show from a maturity standpoint?
He brings a consistent work ethic, and I think that's kind of reflective of who he is. Every day he shows up. Every day he works hard in the meeting room, takes notes. Every day when he comes to the practice field, he's got a focus to him, and I think that is a reflection of his maturity. But I think more than anything, that's just who he is, and one of the things that we love that he's bringing to our team.
Is the scheme much different for the responsibilities than what he did those previous years?
I don't have a great feel for what he did at Oregon State. I mean, we've talked a little about it, and I've watched obviously his film, but we never really got too deep into what their schematics were. He has said this is different, and he seems to enjoy it. So I think it's going well, but we haven't really gotten into that a lot.
How intriguing is Tony as a guy who can play inside and outside?
Well, you need those guys that have some versatility to them, and he is that guy for us right now. And we've had other guys like that in the past. Keir Thomas kind of did some of that more on third down when inside. Dennis Briggs has done that a little bit, and now I think Tommy has that opportunity to do that for us. And having those guys with some versatility does add some flexibility to what you do with your packages.
When we came into spring, there was a lot of talk about Pat added weight. How has that been reflected in practice?
Pat's had his best 10 days that I've seen him have since he's been here. He's playing fast. He's playing confident. He's growing, as a person and as a player. And I'm really excited about the direction he's taking.
It seems like you're doing some different things with him in the scheme. Not to get too deep. Are you?
Well, I don't know as much different, but he's kind of at level 3 or 4, where other guys are kind of still at level 1 or 2 in terms of their development. So he's able to kind of take his game to a little bit different level, and that's what you want. When a guy's been in your program as long as he has, you hope that you can kind of take that next step with him, and he's done a really good job with it.
What's Marvin like as just getting to know him as a person?
I've known him, I knew him pretty well, obviously, through the recruiting process, but, he's a pretty even-keeled personality, but he is a competitor on the field. He has a lot of pride in his performance, and, he's not a loud, vocal person on the field, but he is loud with how he plays, and I've been impressed with how he's approached his work.
How's Byron handled 3 new guys kind of in the shuffle on the deck, basically?
Good. I mean, he just comes and he works. I think Byron's had his best overall semester that he's ever had here, and that's in every way. That's in the weight room. That's academically. That's with the work that he's putting on the field. So, I think he's responding in the way that we want a guy to respond. And, at this level, especially in this day and age of college football, the deck does get shuffled every year, and you got to be prepared to compete every year, and that's what he's doing.
We're starting to see more of Lamont Green and also Hester. They're young in their development, I guess.
Yeah, Aaron's really had a good spring. He's been impactful when he's been in there. He's made the incremental growth that you want him to make going into this now is going to be his 3rd year. So I've been pleased with that. Boots, Lamont keeps working. He's coming off an injury, so he's got a little rust to knock off. But he's a guy that I know it's really important to him. He's just going to keep battling and working, and we'll see where it goes.
I think Coach Norvell mentioned that in the scrimmage, Marvin had a play that was just like kind of get your attention. Does he flash things like that? I mean, is he just still scratching the surface of what he could do?
Oh yeah, I mean he's nowhere near being a finished product, especially with what we're doing defensively. But he does. He has that flash play ability, and you see enough where you're like, okay, if we can get everything kind of all tied together here in the next 4 or 5 months, he's gonna be a really good player for us.
We don't talk much about your specialists, but you got 2 veterans coming back. What have you seen from your kicker and punter?
Some real maturity. Both of them have had really good moments this spring, and really both of them had days that they would like to probably have back. But I think the thing that is reflective of their maturity is that in both cases, when they've had days that they weren't really pleased with, they came back the next day and may have had their best days, and that is maturity. You don't let yourself get into a rut. You don't let yourself get in a hole. You have a bad day, you put it away, you move on, and they're good enough and they're experienced enough to know how to make the corrections.
Return man options, you feel confident you guys have answers there, obviously you play some people.
Yeah, I feel really good about where we're at in the return game. I think we got some explosive playmakers back there. I think it could be pretty exciting for us.
Is Jalen a guy who can wear a hat and do both cases?
Jalen could do both. Yep. Jalen could do both. And he's done a nice job back there so far. You get the ball in his hands enough. He's an explosive guy that's going to make some plays.
How much are you trying to develop the rest of the special teams in the spring?
Oh, that's a huge critical part of it. And especially in today's era of college football where you have so much turnover from year to year. There is nothing from a fundamental standpoint that you can take for granted. There's a bunch of guys that are hearing things for the first time. And, for us, the foundation of everything we do is in our special teams fundamentals. So, that growth and that development is critical for everybody, whether they're going to be a key special teams player or not, because those core fundamentals are what allows you to be a good player on offense and defense as well.
Thank you, JP.
Thank you.